Hey everybody, Eric from Grimy Sportscards here with a video response for Reindeer Studios and the chosen roster for art cards, your favorite art cards. So I'd like to thank Reindeer Studios and the chosen roster both for their channels. I'm fairly new to YouTube here, but I've watched a number of both of their videos and have enjoyed them thoroughly. Keep up the good work, guys. Starting off here, you see in the first picture here, this is from the mid-60s. A friend of mine at work at the post office gave this to me recently. He is a card collector, but he is a set builder, and he's got all top sets from 1952 all the way up until the early 2000s, and is still collecting, putting all these sets together and stuff. He gave this to me a couple of weeks ago. Just very, very cool. Lou Brock, the original stolen base king before Rickey Henderson came along, so I thought this would be an interesting way to start out. We'll get Lou out of the way here. I'm going to go into something a little bit different here. These actually came out of 2004 Topps baseball cards, and these are the presidential pastime cards. They're very, very cool. I pulled tons of these back in the day when I was cracking packs of all this stuff. So you just have tons of all of the presidents of our country from years past. So we have Abraham Lincoln here. We'll move on. Rutherford B. Hayes. James Garfield. And I'm not sure who the artist was on these that did all the pictures of these, but they are very, very cool pictures. Chester A. Arthur. Franklin D. Roosevelt. Herbert Hoover, big baseball fan. Have another little set of these here we're going to go into. Some more presidential baseball fans. Oops, there's a little piece of packing peanut on there. Warren Harding. Woodrow Wilson, another baseball fan. And all these cards as well, folks, they all have a little blurb on the back of them. I'll show one here. Woodrow Wilson talks about their terms in office, talks about that, you know, what World Series games they were at and how big of a baseball fan they were. These are just really cool cards. William Howard Taft, our largest president. Huge baseball fan. No pun intended. Martin Van Buren. James Monroe. And last but not least, the last person to be part of the Whig Party, if I'm not mistaken, William Henry Harrison. So I hope you enjoyed those, folks. I thought, you know, when we were talking about doing art stuff here, I thought, well, geez, these are really cool. It's not like they're rare or anything worth a lot of money, but they're just a little piece of not only of a little bit of baseball history, but also of our country. Next, I'm going to go into, these are 1983 Donruss Hall of Fame heroes. And I have a couple of them here, two of my favorite guys of all time, Carl Hubbell, the great screwball master, and John McGraw, in my estimation, the best manager of all times. So already we've got a pitcher and a manager for my team. I'm going to pull out another one here. I picked this one up, I don't know, 6 months or a year ago, something like that. This is another one of the Hall of Fame heroes, but this is one of my favorite outfielders, Monty Irvin, and it is hand-signed. I'm going to get this authenticated somewhere along the line if PSA ever decides to start accepting cards again. Just a really, really cool card. Love that autograph. You've seen my first video, I had another Monty Irvin that I showed that was also autographed as well. That was a third-party card. I'm going to move into a little something different here. Probably my favorite pitcher of all time. This is 2018 Topps Gallery, and Topps Gallery has some really cool cards. Bob Gibson. This is just a stunning picture of him. Whoever drew this, I don't know. It doesn't say who drew it or painted it or whatever it may be, but this is just fantastic. Love me some Bob Gibson. Somewhere along the line, I'll be doing a video on my Bob Gibson collection. I have quite an extensive Bob Gibson collection. Gonna move off into, this is 2017 Topps Allen and Ginter, and the Topps Allen and Ginter had some really nice artistry on it. Got the kid Gary Carter, really good catcher. Brooks Robinson, one of the best third basemen of all time. Top 2 or 3, definitely. Another one here that I really like, Pops. This one's for you, Don. Don's Field of Dream cards. Love me some Pop Stargell. Great picture, great young picture of Pops. Couple of all-time greats here coming up next. Out of the same set, Rod Carew and Jackie Robinson. So we've covered second base, we've covered third base, covered a couple of pitchers. We're going to keep going here. Moving to 2007. This is 2007 Topps Turkey Red. And these had some really cool pictures on them as well. Artist renderings were pretty good. Got Derek Jeter on the left and young Griffey Jr. on the right. A couple of all-time greats. Let's show one more of the Turkey Red here. In my estimation, if he's not the best first baseman of all time, he certainly is number 2 behind Lou Gehrig, Albert Pujols. This is just a great picture of him in the after swing, that classic after swing that he's had for 20 plus years now. I'm going to move on to some graded cards here, but we're going to stick along with the Allen and Ginter theme. I'm going to go back to one of my absolute favorites here. This is Bob Gibson. 2006 Topps A&G. This one's graded PSA 10. Just a really cool card, great rendering. One more to show off. I actually pulled this out of a pack and got it graded myself. 2007 A&G. This is one of the mini cards, Mickey Mantle. The smile. I mean, it almost looks like it could be a photo, but this is actually a drawing, and it's just great. And it's even greater that it got a gem mint 10. Gonna go back on some years here. Pull out a couple. 1961 Fleer. I have a few of these cards. This one is Chief Bender. Chief Bender was called Chief Bender because he was the first Native American to be in baseball. It was a great pitcher. This one's graded at 8.5. It's really nice. The back of these cards are really cool too. Really bright. 16 years he was in the majors. Got one more here. 61 Fleer, Home Run Baker, Frank Home Run Baker. This is also PSA 8.5. Now, Home Run Baker was called Home Run Baker back in the day when home runs were pretty rare. So I'll show you the back of this card because it's kind of funny, because his career home runs, 93 home runs in 13 years. I think, oh yeah, it says right over here, his best year in home runs was actually 12 in 1913. But he had some timely long balls. And back in those days, they didn't have the fences, so it was hit it over somebody's head and how fast you could run. Just a great card. Great rendering. Love those old hats. I'm going to switch gears just a little bit here. Since I do work for the post office, I've got something a little bit different here. These came out, I don't know, I want to say it was about 8 or 10 years ago that these came out. This is actually the Black Heritage Stamps And this is Jackie Robinson. It's just a great picture of Jackie sliding into home there, catcher blocking the plate, and a great picture of his face. Move on along to a little something different here. These aren't necessarily art cards, but I think the artistry that went into making these cards and the thought that went into it for Topps was pretty cool. 2011, they had the Diamond 25-year anniversary series. Both of these cards I pulled from packs back in the day. Both of them got 10, so we got Mickey Mantle on one side. We've got the great Roy Campanella on the other side. These are just cool cards. They're so bright, they're so shiny. And everybody loves shiny. I'm going to stick along with that same theme, but we're going to go to the rarer version of these cards, 2011. This one happens to be from the Update series. This is the Cognac Diamond, so it's a little sort of a rusty brown color if you haven't seen them before. This one is Babe Ruth. Graded a 10. Next, we're going to throw up one of the greats, Honus Wagner. This one also very, very cool. Just a cool card. It's like a little hologram in the background of him standing at the plate with the umpire, and also another one sliding into home. Just a really cool card. We have one more of these to show off. This is Jackie Robinson, Cognac Diamond, just showing him running the bases. Also a gem mint 10. Just a very cool card. Like I said, not really any artistry into these other than the creation of the diamonds on the cards. But I just love them. A few more raw cards I'm going to pull out here, and then we'll bring it to a close with a couple more gradeds. 1953 Topps Bob Feller. I bought this on an auction a few years ago. Just a really, really nice example of this card. Super great registration, really bright. Love the artistry that went into this. Gonna move on to 1956, which is another one of my favorite sets, and I'm gonna put two guys up here at the same time. One a pitcher, one the best hitter of all times. So we've got Joe Black and Hank Aaron. And these are both really nice examples. I mean, they're not PSA 10s or anything. They have corner issues, they have centering issues, but the registration on both of these cards is just smoking. It's so nice. There's such clear pictures of them. Just love these cards. And of course they have the little facsimile signature and stuff as well, which just adds to it for me. Alright folks, we're winding down here. I'm going to throw in a little something different. This one I picked up on an online auction. This is a boxing card. 1911 WD and HO Wills, Green Star and Circle. These were tobacco cards. Matt Wells, as you can see, was British boxer, late 1800s, early 1900s. Back of this card is very, very cool. Scissors, cigarettes, and it even says on its special army quality. I'm not sure what that means. But it has his weight in stones and in pounds. 9 stones, 7 pounds. Born in 1887. Just a really cool card. Artistry on the front of it's really cool. I picked this card up, not that I'm all that into boxing cards, but I picked this up just because I thought the artistry was so cool when I saw it. And I thought you might enjoy it as well. I've got 2 more cards to go, folks, and then we'll call it a video here. These are both 1923 W515 strip cards. And I bought both of these raw a few years back and got them graded. Neither one of them got a numeric grade. They both got authentic. The great John McGraw here. I'll get a little closer up so you can see the artistry. I mean, these are such cool cards. And they're just very rare. authentic, graded, whatever. It doesn't matter. They're just the rarity of them. And another one of my favorite guys. We'll finish it up with a picture. Grover Cleveland Alexander. Very, very cool card. Come up a little closer here. You can see is that both of these, the back is thought there's just a blank back, of course, because they're hand cut. All right, guys, that's it for the art card video. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for all your subs. I appreciate the support that I've gotten so far from all the community. Have a great day, guys. Keep collecting, and keep collecting what you like.